Hey there, my name is Reverend Mindy Tucker, and I am a co-minister at Unity of Wilmington. Once a month, we take a look around the world to see what other religious traditions are celebrating so that we can deepen our understanding and appreciation for diversity and inclusivity. One of the sites there, groups that I have just joined on Facebook is called What Is Mine to Do? And I'm getting an incredible education about diversity and inclusivity. Here are the dates that we are looking at Unity of Wilmington in the month of July. The first is on July 5th, a Sala Puja Day. It is the day that commemorates the first time Buddha sat and delivered a sermon, and the wisdom that he imparted in that sermon for his followers, which eventually became the adherents of Buddhism. Martyrdom of the Bab is July 9th. This is a photo of his tomb. In the year 1850, the founder of the Baha'i religion was executed. So on this day, July 9th, every year, followers of the Baha'i faith spend time beginning at noon in prayer. It's a day that work is not allowed, and it's a very solemn and holy day for them. July 11th is St. Benedict Day. It's celebrated both in the Orthodox and the Catholic Christian traditions. Benedict was born in the year 480. He didn't he was not the founder of an order, but he was the writer and the developer of what's called the Rule for monastic life. He started 12 communities in his lifetime. We are still in the Christian tradition following his rules today. The Obon is July 13th and 15th through 15th in the country of Japan. Now, Obon is celebrated for the entire summer by Japanese around the world. I grew up in Honolulu, and every summer we spent time going from Obon to Obon Festival at the different Buddhist missions there. They have a tower built in the middle. They play recorded music, and we dance around, but it's really, truly an opportunity to honor our ancestors, the people who have come before us and have made us who we are today. St. Vladimir's Day is July 15th, also celebrated in both the Orthodox and Catholic religions. Vladimir was the illegitimate prince of a noble in Russia, and he was known for his violence and his barbarism, so it was called. Anyway, he killed every one of his stepbrothers so that he could then become the leader of Russia in the year 980. He also, 8 years later, changed his very way of living. He was introduced to Christianity, and he decided that the entire country of Russia then would become Christian. Haile Selassie's birthday is in July. He said, "We must stop confusing religion and spirituality. Spirituality is not theology or ideology. It is simply a way of life, pure and original, as given by the Most High." Many Rastafarians saw Haile Selassie I as an incarnation of God. He's very important to that Rastafarian tradition. Tish B'Av is celebrated or commemorated on July 30th. It's a very solemn day in the Jewish calendar because it commemorates the destruction of both the first and the second temples. Now, these destructions happened 630 or so years apart, but the temple was very central to the Jewish belief. In the early days, it's believed that that's where God lived, was inside the temple. Also, on Tish B'Av, the Jewish people take time to remember and commemorate the many tragedies that their culture, their religion, their people have gone through over the course of history. We end looking at diversity with two traditions from the Muslim or Islamic faith. First is Wake al-Afrifa, and that's on the 30th. It actually begins in sundown the night before, and Eid al-Adha, which is on the 31st, begins on sundown on the 30th. But the first one is when, during the Hajj, the pilgrims go up to Mount Arafat and stay up there and spend the night in prayer. And then the second one is all about offering prayers. It commemorates the time where Abraham was asked by God to sacrifice his son Isaac, and the faith that Abraham had in his love and the truth of the divine, that he was willing to do so, and at the last minute then was allowed not to. So there are very many traditions that surround these two very holy days during the Hajj in the Islamic faith. Now, in the United States, in the month of July, it's National Ice Cream Month. Yum, delish. It's also National Picnic Month. And the picnic activity has become a way for us to socially connect. We can distance ourselves on a picnic ground, and we can be outdoors. It's a much safer way to come into community. So think about that during the month of July. And then finally, it's National Hemp Month. Hemp is an incredible, versatile plant that in our early days in the United States, many planters were required by British rule to include the crop of hemp as you planted other things. So 3 things to celebrate all month long, and then day by day. The first is Postal Workers' Day. The 4th is Independence Day, this day in the United States that we celebrate our independence from the British Empire. The 11th is Cheer Up the Lonely Day. On the 11th, I invite you to reach out and cheer someone up. The 17th is Tattoo Day. If your tattoo parlors are open, whatever phase you're in, and you are so inclined, you might want to get a tattoo on the 17th. And the 30th is National Chili Dog Day. It's always good to celebrate food, personal expression, the uplifting of others, and I thank you for tuning in to Diversity with Unity of Wilmington.